In this session of energy engineering, we are studying the bioenergy, and let us discuss about bioconversion techniques, which are the different bioconversion techniques they are adopted in our bioenergy. So, if you see over here, there are the method starts with the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis we have already discussed, where we are getting the green food or the food prepared by the plants. It may be agriculture resources, it may be forest resources, or it may be water plants or algae. That if we are effectively converting by one of the other method like anaerobic digestion, fermentation of alcohol, or thermal process, then these can be stored and distributed to various required plant. So what is required is it should be stored easily and it should be effectively distributed and utilized. So if the fuel is gaseous fuel, generally it is a methane. If the liquid fuel, it is a methanol, and if it is a solid, it is a granulates. So when these fuels have been uh, burned or it has been used, will get either heat, power, or light. Similarly, the byproducts, we may be getting fertilizer, feed, and fibers. So this is found in the textile industries or paper industries. What is thermochemical process? When the plant matter is heated but not burned, it breaks down into various gases, liquid and solid. So if the plant matter is heated but not burned, right? Burning directly as a the firewood, it is not like it is just a heated up. So these product can be further processed and refined into useful fuel such as methane and alcohol. Biomass gasifiers capture methane released from the plant and burn it in a gas turbine to produce electricity, right? So the gas turbines runs with the gas and the steam turbines runs with the steam. So here we can top the cycles. For example, if a what is meant by topping of a cycle? If a steam power plant is there and steam is being generated, right? And the diesel power plant, the flue gas is coming out, I can top the steam power plant along with the flue gas which is coming from the diesel power plant to run the gas turbines. Or in vice versa, if the blast furnace is there which is having the gases smelter, the gases, these gas can be utilized to run the gas turbine, and from the gas turbine when it is run we can get the steam, and once again the steam can be effectively used to get the steam turbines. So second one is a biochemical process. Here bacteria, yeast, enzymes also break, break down the carbohydrates, right? Carbohydrates are nothing but the food that has been produced from the plant. right? So it may be in the, so we make the fermentation process, right? We use the grape, we ferment it, and we make the wine. Similarly, change of the biomass liquid into alcohol, a combustible fuel. Though alcohol, we know that it's a firing point, or the flash point is a below 100 degrees, right? So this can be used as a combustible fuel. As a similar process is used to turn the corn into grain alcohol or ethanol, which is mixed with the gasoline to produce a gas oil. So here we can understand, either we can make the alcohol, or we can make a gasoline. Similarly, the bacteria, when broken down into methane and carbon dioxide, are produced. This methane can be captured in a sewage treatment plant and landfill, right, and burned for a heat and power. Third one is the chemical process. The biomass oil like soybean are chemically converted into liquid fuel similar to the diesel fuel in a gasoline additives, right? The additive actually is nothing but it is a catalyst which fastens the reaction, which will not directly take part in the process, but which will be fasten the reactions. So for example, cooking oil from restaurant has been used as source of a biodiesel for a truck. So the oil which has been used for many times in the restaurant, right? The what we call radi, right? Or what we call the left out oil can be used effectively as a biodiesel for the trucks. So a better way to produce biodiesel is use the algae as a source of oil. This is the chart which makes us very clear what are the different processes that are used. So let us see the first process, that is the physical process. In the physical process, we can see particle size reduction, separation, drying, and fabrication. So in this one we can have, one is a pelletization. What is pelletization? The pelletization process is one week. The waste wood is pulverized, dried, and forced under pressure through an extrusion device. The extracted mass is in the form of pellets, right? Facilitating it to use in the steam power plant and gasification system. Second method is briquetting. So what is meant by briquetting? Briquetting is a process which is brought by compression and squeezing out the moisture and breaking down the elasticity of the wood and bark. If the elasticity is not sufficiently removed, the compressed wood will regain its pre-composition volume. The moisture content of briquetting is as low as 4%, whereas for the green firewood it may be as high as 65%. So we are getting from 65% to 4%, and by briquetting we will actually increase the density. By briquetting we can actually reduce the area of the storage of the wood. Otherwise the wood require large space area. So in the form of briquetting I can store the firewood in a dense manner, and which requires a lesser space. These are used in many agri-based companies, or also where it is a nearby industry like Camco is using these briquettes prepared for their firing. So one can think about rather than using the firewood directly, if you use its density and it can be supplied to the industry. The third one method is the inclination. Inclination means direct combustion of biomass for immediate useful heat. The heat and the steam produced are either used to generate electricity or to provide heat for a industrial process, space heating and cooking. So what here it means the textile industries or the paper industries, right? They bring the wood, they use the fiber for the textile, or they use the fiber for making the paper. The left out the effluent or the left out or, material can be used as the black liquor. By adding some lime and this one, they make convert into green liquor, and this can be, and one more process, rather than we call the specific gravity, the term used here is a todal. So they call it as a todal, similar to the term which is meant as a specific gravity. So they make the todal from up to 70%, and using the condensers. So right, free film flowing condensers. So the attempt or the research work are going to increase the todal, which is similar to the specific gravity, right? Next one is the thermochemical process. In the thermochemical process, we are using either combustion, pyrolysis and gasification. In the gasification, we are going to study in detail in one more slide, where the gasification is a process where we generally convert the biomass into combustible gas called as a producer gas. The producer gas contains carbon monoxide, hydrogen, water vapor, carbon dioxide vapor and ash particle. The last one is a biological process. In the biological process, we have anaerobic digestion and fermentation. What is aerobic digestion and anaerobic digestion? That we are going to see in the next few slides. So here we can see the conversion process of the biofuel, right? It may be used for the transport, it can be used for the bioelectricity, right? Either it is centralized or decentralized, or bioheating. So the different process, right? If you are going with the vegetable oil, whether you are using the sugar and starch, right, or lignocellulose or wet biomass, it are been different process. The basic type of organic decomposition is aerobic and anaerobic. What is aerobic? If any process is done in presence of oxygen, that is called as aerobic. In absence of oxygen, the decomposition takes place, that is called as anaerobic. All the organic matter, both animal and vegetable, can be broken down by these two processes, but the product of decomposition will be quite different in the two cases. So let us see what is fermentation. The other name is aerobic decomposition. Will produce carbon dioxide, ammonia and some other gases in small quantities, heat in large quantities, and final product that can be used as a fertilizer. The anaerobic decomposition will produce methane, carbon dioxide and some hydrogen and other gases in traces. Very little heat and final product with the high nitrogen is also produced. The characteristics of biogas. So it contains around 60 to 70% of methane and 30 to 40% of carbon dioxide and other gases including ammonia, hydrogen sulfide to some extent. It also saturated with the water vapor. The calorific value of the gas ranges from 16,000 kilojoule to 25,000 kilojoule per meter cube. Basic digester process. The biomass, we are either using anaerobic digester where it produces the methane, and the bacteria are anaerobic and operate only in a anaerobic environment. So constant temperature, pH will promote the maximum methane gas, this one, and ideal temperature is 95 degrees centigrade, that is around 35 to 45 degree centigrade. Each 20 degree Fahrenheit reduction in temperature, the production reduces to half. Let us see the anaerobic digestion as a two-part. The first part is the breaking down of a complex organic matter into simple organic compound by acid forming bacteria. The second part is breaking down the acid into methane and carbon dioxide by methane forming bacteria. For proper functioning, the two groups of bacteria must balance so that the methane former use just acid produced by the acid former. The reaction during the biomass can be seen as such. You can see the reaction. So the reaction, if it is in hours, means if it is for days, its behavior or the output, we are getting acid, alcohol and aldehyde and hydrogen and carbon dioxide. If it goes to the days, we'll get methane and carbon dioxide. And if it prolongs, right, the composition may be with the water and carbon dioxide, that is called as a fermentation, which takes for many days. And this is the process for many methane producing plants. So the parameter which governs the anaerobic fermentation are as follows. They are acidity, they are carbon nitrogen ratio, it is temperature and percentage of solid. Let us see one by one. First one is acidity. So acidity is maintained by the pH value that should be around 7.2 to 8.2, and pH ranges from 4 to 6 is called as acidic, and if it is 9 to 10 it is called as the alkaline. More acidic or basic feature, right, will ferment at a lower speed, but the methanol will be very sensitive, do not remain alive because of 6.5, and optimum lies between 6.8 to 7.2. The addition of the raw material will often lower the pH. So digestion will stop or slow down until the bacteria have absorbed the acid. The next point or the next important parameter is carbon nitrogen ratio. The bacteria is responsible for anaerobic process require both the element, right? It requires a carbon and roughly 30 times faster than nitrogen. So generally used is the CN ratio, that is should be 30:1 for achieving optimum rate of digestion. The CN ratio can be varied by combining the material low in carbon, those are high in nitrogen, and vice versa. The value of the CN ratio for some common dung are given below. That is, cow dung has got 18, the horse dung has got 25, and human dung or human waste, human dung is not called, it is a human waste, is around 6 to 10. Next one is the temperature. The anaerobic breakdown, so it varies from 0 to 69 degree, but the action of digestion bacteria will decrease sharply below 16 degrees centigrade. So we have to maintain the temperature, and it is a rapid between 29 to 41 or between 49 to 60. So two type of bacteria they are influencing, right? That's why it is generally maintained between 35 to 38, proven most efficient for stable and continuous production of a methane. The biogas produced outside this range will have higher percentage of carbon dioxide. Whenever we want methane, it should be 35 to 38. 45 also we will get, but the percentage of methane will be less, will get carbon dioxide. Next one is the percentage of solids. The anaerobic digestion of organics will produce best if the input material consists of roughly 8% solid. In case of fresh cow manure, this is equivalent of dilution with roughly an equal quantity of